What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we are here on this hurricane slash earthquake edition. It is Sunday, the 20th of August, 2023, and I thought, you know what? I can't get out and do a lot of hunting today, so why not do a video where I actually kind of show you where I'm at with my collection. So if you've watched my videos in the past, you've obviously seen some of my collection in the background, but you never really get a chance to see everything that I have in the collection. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go section by section on the wall of my collection. Now, I have my collection broken up into two parts, and it is what I have out displayed either in my display cases over here or over here on the walls. So as I do that, I put out the things that I really enjoy to look at day to day, but it's ever changing. Sometimes things come down off the wall, and just today, there were additions to the wall that were not there this morning, and some things that were on the wall that definitely came down off of the wall as we were progressing through the day. So as I said, we're in the middle of not really a hurricane. There was a hurricane, first time a hurricane has hit the coast of California. It has become a tropical storm, but we are getting a lot of rain today. So why not go ahead and showcase the collection and let you guys know what I'm doing. So let's start over here on the left, and this is where I have my non-JDM 2-packs. So we've got some really good ones up here on the wall. I'm not going to read through all of them. You guys will know what they are. But this is where I put all of my JDM, non-JDM 2-packs. Coming over here, this is where some of my JDM premiums start, going all the way up to the top up there. You can see some Ronin Run in there. You can see some modern classics mixed in here, and some Street Slide possibly mixed in here. And as we come down, it starts to shift into more of an exotic focus and non-JDM focus for this part of the wall. Now, this is still in progress. You can see some gaps and spaces in there because I'm still working with that as we go. Now, I don't have all mainline, or sorry, I don't have all premiums up on the wall. I do have some mainlines, and it's really what suits my fancy. So we'll start off down here. These are what I call my iconic vehicles, or vehicles from movies, or just ones that are not really considered you know, your basic mainline vehicle. They have some kind of central focus. For example, you come down here, you've got the Land Speeder, you've got the Batmobile, there's the Sub, of course, you've got the Mystery Machine, there's the Enterprise from Star Trek, and so on and so forth. But that's kind of what we're looking at in here. As I move up, I've got some of my motorcycles. I do love motorcycles, and I don't have them all up here on the wall. I know for a fact that I'm missing this year's two treasure hunts, the Ducati and the BMW. They're not up there yet. And then as we move up the wall, we start moving into the exotic section. I do have a passion for Lamborghini, McLaren, Koenigsegg, Pagani, you name it. Moving up into the Bugattis, and then of course up into my other passion for not really exotics, but the supercar. We get into the Aston Martins. And that progresses into my two favorite Ford products that have ever been put out. And of course, I'm talking about the Ford GTs. And we move up through those, and those transition into the Shelbys and the Mustangs. Now, my first JDM 2-pack starts up here. I have him kind of isolated. And that is the this year's release of the two Nissan Skylines, the silhouettes that came out about 4 or 5 months ago now. As we move over here, you're going to be able to see a lot of my Matchbox. Now, I am a Matchbox collector too. If it's a good Matchbox, I will pick it up, and these are my Matchbox collectors. These right here in the red and orange packaging, these of course are the 70th anniversary special editions that were found at both Target and Walmart. And I got the entire set because I really love the way that they look, and they just really stand out against all of the others. All right, so now we shift down in here, and we're getting into some of the cars that kind of fall in different categories, but I just kind of put them together, maybe based off of the set that they're out of. So these are out of Boulevard, and I've picked up a few Boulevards recently, and I'm really happy because they're hard to find here. But I'm really glad that I got them into the collection. And as we move on down, we start getting away from Hot Wheels and Matchbox, and we're getting into things like Mini GT. We've got some Green Light in here, a little bit more Mini GT. And then we come down here and we've got some more Hot Wheels and Johnny Lightning products down here towards the bottom. And then now we're shifting over one panel over, and here we go. We're gonna start it off with the transporter section, so the team transport. So this is where all of the team transports are located. They are not in any specific genre. I have them all kind of grouped together, but I do have a little bit of a theme as we get about midway where we start the JDM transporters. We've got the Sylvia there, the other Sylvia, the GR Supra, there's the 510 as we go up, the Fair Lady, and then way up there at the top, we've got the Super Silhouette on the back of the Motul hauler, which is pretty cool to check out. Now, this is where it starts to get into my real pride and joy area. This is my JDM premium selection and collection. So starting up there, some of the newer boulevards, we've got, of course, the EK9, the Evo, the Subi. There's the Silhouette Nissan Skyline. We have that in 3 versions now. That one, the one that's on the transport, and of course, the one that's in the 2-pack. And then we start hitting the Fast and Furious collection. This is ever changing because as new things come out, I start to cycle things out of here that maybe are not in my genre of collecting, and I cycle them in with things that are. You can see it's heavily JDM themed, but there are some Fast and Furious cars that I do really appreciate that are not JDM themed, and they find their way onto the wall. And as we keep coming down, we move out of the Fast and Furious into some of the other genres inside of Hot Wheels Premium, the Forza collections. There's some more street slides, a few more boulevards down here at the bottom, and we slowly start slipping out of there. Now, coming back up and around, this is where I have the bulk of my JDM main lines. And so the JDM main lines are pretty much set up here. I started getting a really good method of putting them all together. But any of you guys that collect and put your diecast on the wall know it's very much impossible when new castings or new, color variations come out to swap out a spot where you've already built a wall and stack of cars. It's just a lot of work to move cars, take them off, put them on. So I just decided at some point, you know what, as the new castings come in, we'll just stack them up here regardless of their make, and we'll just have them in display like this. So, but as you can see, there is some method to my madness. A lot of the models are together. There's the FD Mazda's my favorite. And then coming down over here, we kick off with some of the other Nissans down here, the 240s, the 180s, of course, the Silvias. We've got some Maximas in there, the Skylines, 510s, getting up into the GTRs, and then we start moving into Toyota. That transitions up into some more of the Nissans. Of course, we got Subaru, and then, of course, rounding it out with the Hondas here. And then right above the main lines right here, I have the bulk of my 2-packs in the JDM genre, and they go all the way up into here. So you can see those all the way up, all of the JDM 2-packs besides the Skylines. And then coming over here, these are kind of my non-JDM passion. So of course up top, we've got the Shelby Cobras up there, and right below that, another one of my favorite 70s style cars, the real boxy Ford Escort RS 1600 sitting right there. And then a lot of people's favorite, we've got the Bone Shakers. Now, I shift from there and we come over here, and this is the wall of the Super Treasure Hunts. So starting from my oldest, which are up here, and pretty much going in chronological order as they came out. I would say I have found about 60 to 65% of these on the wall, and the rest have either been acquired via purchase or via trade from other collectors. So I definitely appreciate trading rather than having to buy these, and I really do have a dollar limit. So there are some that I really want, they're just out of reach. And so as you can see right here, we're up to date except for 2 for 2023. Starting here with the Batmobile and then ending up over here with my most recent find, which was the Mercury Comet out of the L case. But I am currently missing the J case Super and the K case Super. The J case Super, I had to make a trade, and it was for something else, not Hot Wheels related. Believe it or not, it was something else in my collection, but it was definitely worth the trade, and it was painful to give up, but what I got in exchange was worth it to me. So there was that. And then of course I have my little displays that I put out up here. This rotates too. Sometimes there will be main lines out here. Right now we have a little bit of Kaido House going on up here. Now, I do have a little bit of a prior collector in me, and I used to be a big collector of G.I. Joe, the 3 3/4 inch, and eventually I transitioned away from that as they started to age and become harder to find, and I moved over into the 6 inch, which is what I currently have, and they are mixed into my display cases here. And then we come back down the display case here, and we've got a few pops, not a lot. I'm not a big pop guy, just ones that really I kind of like. A few smatterings of Star Wars in there, you know, particular figures. There's the Mandalorian and a couple of the ones that I really like. And then we transition down here into some more of the diecast. We've got a lot of my 5-packs lined up there, some moving parts. There's some of the IDs. You can look back here. You can see the FAO Schwartz from Target, the gold cars. And then over here, this is where I like to highlight all of the customs that people make for me. So I've got them lined up inside of here. And there's a couple on the shelf up here as well. We've got, it looks like the Forza set in there. We've got one of the other releases in there of the 6-packs that have come out. And then my diorama cars are lined up there with the newest one that I have, the Fleet Street back there, that's JDM. Below that is the Nissan series set. And let's get a look at that one since we've got you on the camera right here so you can kind of get a look at those. Of course, we've got this guy. A couple of the super chases that I have found. There's the Shooting Brake and of course the Porsche, the only two that I have found so far. And there we go. There's the diorama sets right there. If I move this Maisto set out of the way, oops. We've got the Ford set down there and the Mercedes, the Nissan, and the set up here. I am kind of interested in the Barbie set. I'm going to take a look at it in hand and see if I like it. I don't know if I'm sold on that 100% yet, but yeah, I'm definitely going to consider that one. So we'll put these back up in here, and it is kind of tricky sometimes deciding what's going to be out and what's going to be displayed and what's not, but you know, it is what it is. And you really have to start to become picky. But the way I'm looking at it is I really want to make sure I focus on what I want, when I want to get it, and be a lot more selective with the things that I put up here in display. Now, what you don't see is all of the bulk display and all of the bulk that I have that's in bins. And I think that's what I'm really going to focus on in this calendar year, or remaining in this calendar year, is eliminating a lot of that bulk, getting rid of some of the stuff that's just sitting in totes, because to me, if it's sitting in a tote, it's probably not as important to me as the things I have out here and displayed. That could change as I go through the things as I'm, you know, starting to get rid of it. But a big portion of that is going to be going into my diecast day of giving, and my target for myself is between 150 and 200 castings this year, contributing towards the total of, I believe it's 23,000 cars donated this year. So I want to be a big part of that, and I can really do that because I know that I have a lot of cars that are in bulk. But hey guys, that's my collection. That's where I'm at. That's kind of what I've been doing. And it's this cold, rainy, windy, earthquakey day. And I thought, you know what? I'd like to bring you along and kind of show you where I'm at with my collection. So thanks for coming along. If you like what you've seen, or you like my previous videos, or you like this video, hit the like button for me and let me know. Feeds the algorithm, lets me know that, you know, content like this is stuff that I can keep putting up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing to the channel. You get to see some different content. I mix in everything. You're going to get a little bit of everything with me. It's not all focused on going to the pegs and showing you the, you know, what's on the pegs in my town like 50,000 other people do. I like to keep it a little bit different and change it up. And if you want to know what videos are going to be coming out, hit that bell icon in the corner. It will let you know, hey, he's going to be putting a video out soon, or one has just been released, and you can click on that and you'll be able to check out what I'm going to be releasing next. But again, guys, thanks for coming along. This is Super JDM Diecast in a hurricane, in the middle of an earthquake, and I am